Hey guys, I want to go ahead and talk about using the trapezoidal rule to go ahead and find the area underneath the curve. In this case, 2x squared minus 3. So let's start off with the area of a trapezoid, and you guys probably already know 1/2. And you're going to add base 1 plus base 2 times the perpendicular height. And normally your trapezoid looks something like this. Okay, that's your perpendicular height. Right here, this is your base 1. Your base 2, and so forth. Okay, now the only thing is when we're graphing and we have a picture of a graph, all right, we have it oriented a different way. So 2x squared minus 3, so maybe something like this. Let's say -3 is here. It's going to be something like this, a parabola. Now, when I start doing my trapezoids, our trapezoids are going to be standing up. Okay, so here's my base 1, here's my base 2, and this guy here is my height, which actually is going to be our delta x. Okay, so as we do these, keep that in mind. Okay, and I'll show you how to do these real quickly. Now remember, in order to find your delta x, what you do is to figure out this width here of these trapezoids, you're going to subtract 4 to 6, okay, AB minus A, okay, divided by the number of trapezoids or rectangles that they want. In this case, we're going to do 6 minus 4, and they want 4 trapezoids. And that's going to give us 2/4, or the width is actually going to be 1/2. If you want to use 0.5 as a decimal, that's fine. Okay, now remember, the area for a trapezoid is 1/2. So whatever you get as far as your delta x, you have to divide by 2. So when we start doing our area, okay, that's approximately, instead of 1/2, we're going to take our delta x, divide that by 2, or multiply by 1/2, which is going to give us 1/4. Okay, so 1/2, that's my delta x, but multiply by another 1/2, that's going to give us 1/4. Okay, so now that's the base right here. Okay, so now we need the height. Okay, so if you notice, my delta x is 0.5. Okay, so where are we going to start? Well, we're going to start at 4. So let me just write out my y values that I'm going to need. I'm going to start at f of 4, and then I'm going to keep going, but I'm just going to keep adding decimal equivalents. I'm going to keep going by half of a width. So then I'm going to go to f of 4.5, and then f of 5.0, f of 5.5, and finally f of 6. Okay, and that's going to give me my 4 trapezoids that I need. So f of 4, you're going to go ahead and plug it in. 2 times 4 squared minus 3. What is that? 16 times 2, 32 minus 3 is 29. 29. Plus, I need my other one, so 4.5. Let me just do that in the calculator. Squared times 2 minus 3. So this is going to give me 37.5. So the first trapezoid is going to be 29 plus 37.5. So that's my first one. My next one, same thing, 1/4. Now I'm going to use this side along with the next side. Okay, because if you remember, if I have my trapezoid here, let's say I have these joining here. Okay. Remember, here we have another delta x, but see, this base right here is being used by 2 trapezoids. So you have to use this guy twice. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. So this guy is going to be 37.5. Plus, now I need to use this guy here, 5. Well, 5 squared is 25, times 2 is 50. 50 minus 3 is 47. So I'll do that there. Plus, and I'm going to have to go down here, our next trapezoid is 1/4 again. Okay, and 1, 2 is going to be my third one, so I'm going to use 47 again. Plus, now I have to use 5.5, and I'll use my calculator. 5.5 squared times 2 minus 3. That's going to give me 57.5. There it is right there. Plus my last one, 1/4, 57.5 plus 6 squared is 36 times 2 is 72. That should give me 69 if I'm doing it correctly. Alright, so then once I do that, let's go ahead and add them up. Now what you can do also is factor out a 1/4 because they all have 1/4 in common. And you're going to add up everything else inside. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and do it in my calculator. 29 plus, I got two 37.5s, I got two 47s, and I got two 57.5s. Alright, plus 69, so it looks like 382. That's the total of all my heights. Now I just kind of did the shortcut. If you want to do it one by one, that's perfectly fine. And 1/4 of that, the area approximately is going to be 95.5 units squared. Alright guys, so that's how you use it. Now remember, delta x, b minus a divided by the number of rectangles, that's going to give you your delta x. But remember, whatever your delta x is, you have to divide by 2. Alright, now after that, okay, that's going to give you this figure here in the front. Now your bases, well, you got to figure out, okay, what bases you're going to use, what heights. Okay, those are my y values. Where do we start? We start in the beginning. How do we figure out the next number? Well, just keep adding your delta x's. 4.5, you're adding by 0.5s. Okay, so on and so forth. And don't forget, you're going to have to use each of them, okay, twice, except for the first one and the last one. The first value and the last value you only use once. You add them up and you get your answer. Alright guys, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know and I'll do some more videos.